You know, I thought it had been a little while since we've checked in on Tucker. How are we doing today? My good friend. Oh, this is also from 2 days ago. Well. Oof. From the Lincoln Project. Ah. All right.
I think you make a really solid point about the sadness and the powerlessness that people feel in the face of this. And at some point, people are going to say, why should I follow the rules? Why should I be a good citizen if they don't have to follow the rules? I mean, things kind of break down at some point, don't they?
Well, they will break down. They are breaking down, Tucker. I've said this before, and I'm telling you, I'm worried that I'm right. The right is going to pick a fascist within 10 to 20 years.
Oh, I love this line. Yeah, dude, I don't know what to keep telling you. I don't want to see fascism in the right, but if, like, I don't know, black people keep protesting for their rights, then eventually we're gonna have no choice. I mean,
because they're not going to be the only one.
That's right. Yep, guys, this is what they're prepping us for, by the way. Within a couple of election cycles, there's going to be a Republican candidate who openly is fascist. Not like Trump, where he's clearly a fascist, but he calls himself a patriot loving America. They're going to say, yes, I am a fascist. Yes, democracy promotes degeneracy. And people like Tucker Carlson are going to be, you all asked for this. Isn't this them admitting fascism is right wing? Actually, that's a really great point. That's really interesting. You don't actually see this degree of honesty from the right that often. This clip's actually useful to us. This guy just admits that, or maybe he means that they're all the Republicans are going to go to the left to be fascists? I don't know. Whatever nonsense they come up with to, distance themselves from this take.
I'm not the only ones on the outs. There's 60, 70 million of us. We're not a tiny minority. And if we're going to be all treated like criminals and all subject to every single law while Antifa...
Wait, hold on. Wait, I like the juxtaposition there. Why do these people keep treating us like criminals? And also, why do they keep expecting us to follow every law? What? Look, I'm not a criminal, okay? I just don't want to follow laws. How can he say this like one to the other? How could any human being of full sound mind and consciousness say that sentence than the next? Is he saying there are 60 to 70 million fascists? Well, what he's saying is like the government is super nice to Antifa or whatever. So if the government keeps being super nice to Antifa, then they're going to have no choice but to start Sieg-heiling down Main Street. Which is, I'm sure how they justify it in their head. There were a couple of, somebody knocked over a trash can, and they didn't even get shot by the police for it. There are broken windows out there. That's it. We're doing the Fourth Reich.
If Black Lives Matter guys go free and Hunter Biden goes free, then the right...
Wait, Hunter Biden hasn't gone free. Hunter Biden was never arrested. Wait, he said you can't. He hasn't been exonerated because he hasn't even been charged with any crimes. There's not a district attorney in the world that would jump on whatever bullshit the Republicans were trying to sell. Very conveniently, just 3 days before the election. Okay.
Right's going to take drastic measures. And it's not about Hunter Biden and
drastic measures.
His drug use. Nobody cares that guy was bumping booger sugar lines off European hookers on the weekend. It's about justice that he's never held accountable for, and none of the Bidens are, but you would be, Tucker, and so would I.
It's incredible to me that these two, first of all, Tucker Carlson, I don't know why he keeps making that face, and accountability do not belong in the same sentence. This is, again, the same guy who got out of a what was it, a defamation lawsuit, because Fox News's lawyers convincingly argued that no reasonable person would ever take him seriously. Where's that again? Tucker Carlson lawsuit seriously. Well, that, yeah, here we go. Fox wins McDougal case. arguing that no reasonable viewer takes Tucker Carlson seriously. If you've been paying attention to the news, Sidney Powell recently said the exact same thing. Remember, she was the Kraken woman? We watched a press conference or two of her. She was absolutely insane, like actually probably not well. She went out there, and now she's being sued for billions by Dominion because of all the lies that she spread about them. And she's saying that no reasonable person would have been able to take my claim seriously when she, let's be perfectly clear here, was speaking to a judge. So she was stating facts to a judge before, but now, yeah. I mean, the logical conclusion there is that no Republican is a reasonable person because they did take her seriously. But anyway, the judge who ended up awarding this case, who ruled in favor of Fox News, was a Trump-appointed judge. So in case you wondered if there are any consequences to Trump getting to dump a load all over the federal judiciary, one of them is that Tucker Carlson can lie on air and get away with it because it's all a joke, bro. This is just the legal version of I'm just joking, bro.
That's so well put, and you're absolutely right. We're moving toward actual extremism because they're undermining the system that kept extremism at bay. And I don't think we can say that enough. I'm so glad that you just said it. Jesse Kelly, thank you.
Well, you bet, Tucker.
Dude, we have so to be clear, even if we ignore all of the subtext, even if we ignore all the subtext here, even if all we're looking at is the explicit statements here, they're saying that because Antifa people broke windows and Hunter Biden wasn't arrested, they're going to go fascist. Tens of millions of Americans are going to adopt the ideology of Adolf Hitler, of Benito Mussolini, because Hunter Biden wasn't arrested. And this is something they'll admit to openly. There's no shame here. There's no hesitance or regret or anything. That's it. They're just happy to say it right there. It's the logical conclusion of the left got too PC, so I changed my mind about every conceivable political issue meme. Conservatives, I've said this a million times, but this remains the case. Conservatives despise all life. Some of them don't know they do it, but they do. They either fall into the propaganda or they know what they're doing, but they despise all life. That remains the case. And they really don't need an excuse to do what they're going to do, okay? Now, I admit, sometimes the left does do stuff that galvanizes the right. Like, say, for example, like the cancel, like, I don't know. Sometimes Antifa's behavior maybe galvanizes the right. There's some other things, fairly minor things, not really a big deal. And then they go ahead and storm the Capitol, you know, but we don't care as much about that as they do about Dr. Seuss discontinuing their own line of books. But that galvanization is bad only because it potentially leads more people down the right. The galvanization is bad for recruitment purposes. These people need no excuse to put you in a death camp. None whatsoever. The left could be on its absolute pretty please, dot your I's, cross your T's, tippy toes behavior for decades with not a single act of errant behavior, nothing bad or worrying, and they would nonetheless be crowing the entire time. You made us do this. You made us go down this line. You made us do this. You made us turn fascist. You made us build this death camp. You made us shoot you in the back of the head. This was you. You saw the same behavior in that Nazi that I talked to just the other day, didn't you? There's always that complete lack of personal responsibility. There's always that look at what you made me do, like what a child says, you know? Every single time. There was a Stone Toss comic saying that shit. Yeah, of course, because they all lack personal responsibility. They can never just admit they hate people. They can never just admit they want to kill. That has to be like, you made me. That's why communists are chads and conservatives are betas. Communists don't ever do this. Ever, under any circumstances. Communists, I mean even the bad ones, even tankies or woke schools, the people I don't like, they still own what they believe. Any communist online, you could ask them, hey, why are you a communist? And they will never say, I was forced to by the right being mean. You will never get that from them. They will own their principles to the best of their ability. Not everyone's a philosophy lord, but they will own it. Every time they will own it. But conservatives never will, because conservatism is an ideology based around othering everything, including your own sense of personal responsibility.